Hey, kid, we're gonna say some stuff, and your parents will be real upset with us if they hear you repeating it, so scram. Get out. All right, on with the program.
Good day, dear listener. 'Tis I, Sketch, Master of Fate. And what a delectable episode we have for you today. The epilogue of our third arc, Dance Revelations. And I hear you're pleased, dear citizen. Please, sir, may I have some podcast? Oh, you're suffering, aren't you, little one? You've been painting all day with nary a tale to tickle your ear. What painful and dull existence. Ah, but soon, unless you crack a window, the paint fumes and I will take you on a little journey into a void in reality. We're just going to do Wick because Aaron's not going to be here for a while you guys are available at, most weekends. So, we'll do the rest of the epilogues next weekend or whatever. And then we'll do Wick's right now. We don't know the next time he'll be available.
Cool. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Fuck you for having a job, Aaron.
I didn't ask. Well, I kind of did ask for it. I kind of do want it.
You were enslaved?
I didn't ask for it. I just showed up, and then they were like, "Yeah, you work here now."
Yeah, I show up.
He was strong-armed and coerced, I tell ya.
Yeah, by the economy.
I feel that right here.
The economy makes a slave of all of
You're
us.
here. Go, move these boxes.
I'm like a mercenary. But just less cool.
Just killing those tasks one by one.
Yeah. You know.
Clocking in and clocking out.
So all of you stay at the festival for a while, sort of just helping people out, making sure that everything's okay, and that you've done your job before you call up Dimpleton. You ask him about the crab sphere, what should be done about it. And Dimpleton says,
well, we have to honor the death of our employee. And I think we should all make sure that the remains get safely to their destination, and then we can continue on our business later. You will, of course, be fairly compensated for this. But, a fallen comrade deserves a proper goodbye. So, we'll get everything in order to get you on the train tomorrow morning. It'll be a long journey, so make sure you pack for a few weeks of living. And I'll see you bright and early tomorrow. I'll just take care of this for now.
So, later that night, Wick wakes up to get something from the fridge. What would Wick get from the fridge, Aaron?
Nesquik. I'm Aaron.
Yeah, he's a.
Yeah, is there like a what would the chocolate milkshake brand be called in this world?
What kind of brand? What?
Yeah, like a Nesquik type of brand. Like, I don't know, Aunt Lizzie's chocolate milk.
They'd come up with one for an alternative to Coca-Cola. Coca-Golem.
I think of a pun for Ovaltine, but I can't think of anything.
Overture.
I don't know.
Lunatic. Angsty Teen seems kind of perfect.
Circle Teen.
Circle Teen, yeah.
Circle Circle team.
Because I'm just thinking like the whole branded, but like the chocolate powder.
What was the name of the planet we're on again?
Circle?
Circle team.
Circle Teen might be really good. Like, what? I feel like Angsty Teen and Circle Teen are really good, but what one is better and makes more sense?
These are really good and I love them, but let's do a different one.
Yeah.
I like Angsty Teen just because Wick is really angsty, but Circle goes along with the oval. So
No, I'm making an executive decision. It's called Chalk It.
Chalk it.
Yeah, it's called Chalk It.
I guess we'll
man.
just have to chalk it up to Sketch.
Yeah.
Deciding it for us. Damn bureaucracy.
You get a little container of Chalk It, and you walk past some cardboard you've haphazardly shaped into a race course, just to make sure you wouldn't forget before going to bed. Next to it is a bunch of keywords scrawled into your personalized notebook that you received from Clint. Keywords like fast, exciting, and dangerous?
Oh, damn. I actually had a specific thing I wanted him to draw into it.
Uh-huh.
But I forgot to draw it.
What was it?
So, like, it was going to be a comic cover called The Wintern, which is like a martial arts sort of clone of Clint. And the rest of the characters were, like, drawn as a villainous version of themselves. Like, this Wintern is the hero and he has to fight everyone else.
That is very cute, yeah.
Tune in next year for the spin-off you never expected, Wintern.
Nobody asked for.
So next to these keywords are some previous doodles of his, which are a doodle of the Wintern and Ryan the Cucumber.
Ryan the Cucumber?
Ryan the Cucumber. As well as Sidekick Wick, who he hasn't found a new name for because he's like, this is definitely me. I gotta think of a new name. I don't have it yet. And then he's just written Kick a couple times and he's like, Sidekick Kick.
Why not just heroic?
You know what?
That's pretty good, yeah. Yeah, so
I feel it should just be sick. Sidekick Wick? Sick.
that's good.
Sidewick.
Sidewick. Yeah, as well as a doodle of Beam wearing a pair of rocket skates.
I really hope Beam has some rocket skates now.
Yeah, so as you step into the kitchen, reach into the fridge, grab your chocolate, you hear Beam on the balcony outside. The door is closed, but you can still hear him seemingly talking to himself. What do you do?
I can barely hear it, right? From where I am.
Yeah, you can barely hear it. You can get closer to listen. You could just fucking talk to him. You can do whatever you want, honestly. Could go back to bed.
Yeah, I interrupt. I open the door and I go in and say, Beam, what are you doing? It's already late.
We weren't doing anything.
That's not suspicious.
I heard you talking to yourself.
I was talking to the stars.
The stars? What was you saying to them?
The big punch.
You know,
Yes?
sometimes I like to look at the moon. Because it's kind of embarrassing. But, so, me, a lunar lizard, we were really into the moon a long time ago. And you know, the stars are kind of next to the moon, so it's not weird to talk to the stars.
Not rude.
No, it's not. It's like, as far as I'm concerned, you can talk to anyone.
Wow. Does Rick talk to?
No one really. Not much, at least.
Does Rick want to talk to the stars?
No, but I've got this brilliant chocolate milkshake. You know it's made with 90% real chocolate.
No?
Yeah. It's the chocolatest thing around.
No way.
Yeah, it is. Do you want to... Well, you can't really... You're not trying this. Forget about it. You'll make a huge mess. But anyway, I'd like to listen to what you were saying to the stars.
Look. I say to start assisting the terrorists. That's right. And then I'll say to the stars, we'll keep surveilling and let you know if anything suspicious happens.
Okay.
Oh.
The stars were assisting the terrorists?
No. Clint was.
Link?
Clint.
Clint? Oh, Clint. Clint? What?
I just want to say, despite the fact that it was clearly like a genuine misunderstanding, it just fit so well with the situation. Just for the reveal.
Yeah, I guess so. Beam, what do you mean Clint was assisting the terrorist? What the hell? What does that mean?
Give me a second.
And he sort of like looks down and he looks back up and he goes, "It is nothing to worry about."
What?
Beam is talking nonsense.
Who are you?
Beamer.
Beam? Yeah, I mean, I thought you were kind of... not... well, I guess dead, basically.
It is unfortunate, but I am still around.
What is going on? Why did Clint assist the terrorists?
That is the question that we have as well.
Right.
Who is we?
All the stars, every star.
Well, that's concerning.
No.
Damn it! How do you just manage to switch between personalities? Like, I need to talk to Beamer.
I was asleep.
Well, wake him up.
Now. Can I do a list again?
No, it's too late. You can wait till.
Okay.
He sort of waddles back to bed. He's still very much using your bed, but you guys have sort of like separated each of your like little corners. Like you've literally made like a little pillow wall around him with a little circular cover, like a duvet type thing,
Yeah.
he's lying on top of, and then above that there's another duvet. It's like a little doggy bed on top of your bed that he sleeps in very happily. He has a little ladder up and yeah, spent some time constructing that ladder together. He's not very helpful. Yeah. So that's that.
Cool.
We're done.
That's it.
Yeah. There's stuff going on.
Yeah.
The plot thickens.
Plot thickens.
A mystery is afoot.
It is. Well, it's not much of a mystery. It's a foot.
It's afoot.
How's your nap, Ghosty?
Terrible. Those people kept talking in my ear. It's blistering hot. Blisteringly hot? Yeah.
You're the native.
I don't know how you survive in a climate like that. I would die.
I'm nodding as if I agree, and I'm like, I live in a really hot place.
You're like, you live in freaking Texas.
It's probably hotter in Texas. We have the trade winds here, so it's like fairly cool if you're outside.
Like, as long as you stay out of the sun, you should.
It's humid as hell, but at least it's windy.
Now, you think it's hot over there? You think it's hot over there? You should try. It's way hotter in Texas. Okay, let's start. We'll start with Robert. So I'm basically just doing these in order of the time of day. So this one starts the earliest. It's like right after the festival.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately for Robert, at this point, he and Charles are more or less on equal terms of power. A single tomato and a single orange. And at the moment, Charles remains in charge. After the festival, Charles is just wandering the streets, trying to figure out what he's supposed to do. Obviously, he can't go home to his family looking like this. It's also not fair to Robert to remain in control of his console. What does Charles do?
Charles just, while he doesn't really feel attached to the crew that Robert has been working with, he does try to see if maybe he can, spot Clint, especially if, like, Clint earlier was telling him to see him in his office.
Fair enough.
All right. Do I have an office?
Do you have an office? Not really.
No, I didn't think so. Like, it's just an apartment. It was kind of an expression. Crap, did I just invite someone to my apartment?
I mean, you could just be like, oh, this restaurant is my office.
Oh, the edge of a whole lot of food. Whole Foods.
It's very far from where you are right now.
I mean, it can always just be like one of the tents. The least damaged tent
Like
around.
this particular cubicle of the medical tent. This is now the
Oh yeah,
office.
maybe. Yeah, it's a franchise. They're doing delivery as well.
Okay, sure. I don't know. So, Charles is seeking out Clint, then? I don't know where
Yes.
Clint would be exactly yet. I hadn't put much thought into it. It probably depends on what Clint's epilogue is.
Clint's epilogue is much later.
Okay. Then it does not depend on Clint's
You
epilogue.
don't have to concern yourself with it.
So let's just say Charles is wandering around the festival grounds and, just feeling kind of lost on what to do. And he remembers Clint saying to meet him in his office. And so when he spots Clint as, one of the more tall beings around, he wanders up to him and is like, "You wanted to see me?
That's not what he sounded like.
What Charles sounded like.
You wanted to see me?"
No, that's what Humbert sounded like. Charles sounded like this.
Okay.
They got, I'm
Yeah,
a
exactly.
tree man.
I'm a tree man. Choo, motherfucker.
You put a little rasp in there.
This is gonna be hard when I'm trying to run my own game, having to keep up multiple voices. Okay. Employer guy? You wanted to see me?
Right. So there we all were on this train, right? And things were looking pretty grim for me and the party. But our trusty friend Robert, always reliable. Really just irreplaceable, if you ask me.
And the screen on Robert just looks very excited and kind of blushing.
He knew what to do. By the way, I'm using Energy Vampire on a whole massive crowd of people.
Yeah, sounds very interesting. This Robert guy sounds like crazy cool.
Yeah, where is Robert? Hey, where is Robert? And Clint puts a hand on Charles.
Everybody points at Robert at the same time.
And Charles just like, well, these are there, and just kind of points at the tomato plant, which you really just see the plant stem and the one dangling Edenite tomato.
Edenite tomato?
The one he got from Atlas.
Agathite?
Sorry.
Whoa, spoiler! We didn't learn about Edenite yet. What the heck, man?
So yes, you just see the one plant stem with the Agathite tomato dangling from it.
Okay. Out of character, I really don't know what to do here. I miss Robert. Like, Ghosty. I'm trying to get rid of Charles.
I mean, you can work with that.
Well, you guys are in cahoots then.
I could just, like, smash through and grab the orange and eat it, right? That wouldn't be the most ridiculous thing to do.
You can kill him, yeah.
I mean, you can do that.
Terrifying.
He would definitely try to.
Yeah, I don't think Robert would be a fan either.
Could probably get this done. I have a captive body. Oh, so Robert is still in there, is what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah, the plant's still in there. I'm in charge at the moment.
All right, bucko. Here's how this is going to work. As long as you can still communicate with Robert somehow, maybe exchange control, I have no problems. Otherwise, I might have to take this to the higher-ups, and who knows what they'll do. But we can keep it between us. You should share this with the rest of the crew.
I mean, the guy's still there. He's, And then Charles just points at the screen, and Robert looks confused, but then once again, like, his screen flashes a little help sign. Just, he doesn't seem to be quite as happy with this as Charles.
It reminds me of the fucking Rick and Morty thing where it's like, I'm begging for help, crying for help. This is not a song.
Yeah, basically.
I'd like to roll a notice, if I may. I'm trying to figure out if there are any, like, little saplings of or like little forms of new tomatoes growing anywhere in there yet. I don't know how Robert works as a plant, but I assume it's just a literal tomato plant. So,
I mean, he generates a new tomato after every scene, so I think at this point there might be a sapling. Or like a...
should I even bother rolling a notice?
Yeah, roll a notice.
Okay. Well, it's a 4.
Okay. Yeah, there are a couple of tomatoes blooming at the same time due to Robert's desire to take over. But at the same time, there are also oranges growing.
Okay.
Yeah. From what you can tell, right, just looking at them, neither party wants this. They want a different solution than this.
It's Charles, right? Charles is who you are, the orange?
Charles, yes. I was the train conductor. If you remember, the train that got exploded.
Commoners.
You were on the train.
Yeah. So you were a bad conductor. Look, so anyway.
I am a good conductor.
You're going to stop interrupting me now.
I've been conducting for 25
I think
years.
that we could probably find you your own chassis with some soil in it. Is that sufficient?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Absolutely, please. As soon as possible.
Okay. Can I just buy one? I could just probably buy one and then make Robert pay me back with interest.
Well, the nearest Titanite chassis store is back in Lucent City.
You're in Lucent City.
And we do run quite a price.
Yeah, okay. Great. Robert's gonna owe me so much. I love this. This is a fantastic day. Everything went terribly, and then everything went up and into the air.
And Robert's face just is crying.
You know, it's all right, but Robert's always been good for it. He works his ass off. All right, let's get you sorted out. And I guess they can head to a shop together.
Yeah, okay. So, Clint, you head to the only store you know that sells curiosities. Of course, you go to Morb's.
Is this that place that I bought that vial before?
Perhaps.
I have this terrible feeling like you're going to say I'm cut off from my infinite wealth.
Why would that happen? Why would that be interesting to the plot? I don't know.
I don't know why you would think that would be interesting to the plot when it's so much nicer to just have a player who's responsible and doesn't abuse infinite wealth at all. I haven't even used the vial that I bought. So I'm going to chug that vial.
Unrelated, but recently I watched The Pursuit of Happiness. So that's just
Are you going to make Clint homeless? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that.
And named Will instead?
His name isn't Will, it's something else that I don't remember.
Wasn't it played by Will Smith?
He is, but the character's name isn't Will, it's something else.
Okay.
All right, so we're there at Morbs, and
So I'm homeless now? It's happened already? I just wanted to get this over with. Yeah, we go in, we stroll into Morbs. I'm walking in like I own the place, as per you.
Yeah.
and Charles just kind of walks a bit like, this isn't the place that I had in mind. You sure this sells Edenite chassis?
A man appears behind. Yeah, a man appears behind Charles, and he's like, "You don't like the wares, hmm?"
Well, I don't like you being this close. And he just kind of steps back a little bit.
Close and not close. Aren't the two of you a bit close then?
Yes.
Edenites sharing one chassis.
Yes, and we would definitely appreciate it not being like this if you have any alternatives.
Ah, wonderful separation then.
Ignore the guy that talks like a sphinx. Don't worry about it. Hey, look, I'm here to buy a chassis, Morbs.
I'll ready the surgical gloves. You ready to buy what?
A chassis.
Oh, yes. We only have one in at the moment.
Is it orange colored?
No.
Well, we can get some paint. Probably. Do you carry paint?
Yes. Would you like midnight black, matte black, black nightshade, onyx?
You know, seeing as Rob is paying for this, thinking back, we should really, I think it'd be fascinating to put you in just a big orange.
I don't believe that is going to be functional.
Well, we'll worry about the paint later. Just want to get out of here.
Alright, the model I have is, however, for a child. Hopefully this is acceptable for now.
And Charles just addresses Clint and is like, so, Robert's telling me that he wants to go to the child one.
Robert.
And Robert's face is just...
Hey, blink twice if that's true.
So I want you to roll will against Charles to control the face.
Yes, okay. So, do I roll twice? Once for Charles, once for Robert?
No, I'll roll for Charles.
Okay. That's a 7 total.
Okay, what's your will stat again?
+2.
+2.
So I rolled a 5.
Okay. Yeah, I rolled a 4, so that means that it's a 6, meaning that yes, whatever Robert wants the face to be is what it is.
So Robert does indeed blink twice and then look really scared, like huge eyes that are kind of welling up with tears almost. Just looking pleadingly at Clint.
Think about it this way, we could have 2 beams.
See, that's why I was okay with rolling for it.
Charles, you seem great. You seem like a great guy. Very poor. Dirt poor, in fact. But literally in the dirt. Kind of like Robert. You're both so poor. It must be... I don't want to imagine it. It's beneath me. Anyway, so where was I? Right. Robert was there first. It's Robert's body. You get the baby one.
Wonderful. Let me perform the extraction then. And he very swiftly just yanks the dome off. And then so quickly you can barely even see it. Charles is gone and he's in this little machine.
What exactly does the machine look like, the Edenite for Charles?
It looks like a little so it's the legs and the arms are way smaller. The chassis itself is also a little bit shorter. The dome is the exact same size. So he's been about halved in size because the dome now takes up like 50%, more or less.
I dub him Charlie.
Yeah. And Charlie looks up at y'all and he goes,
I really don't like this, but I guess I have no choice.
Reminds me of the Pawpaw dude. Pawpaw Prospect.
Yeah, he sounded a little bit different. A little bit.
And Robert is just like, well, Charles, I don't want to say it's been great, but I do appreciate your assistance. You could have been a lot more of an obstacle to our goals. So, I hope you find yourself and get everything sorted out. Probably just contact the employers, and he points at Clint, because they're probably the ones dealing with the whole terrorist insurance type stuff.
So Charles stands up and he looks like he's standing in like a very like proper and adult way, like a military man, you know, he's like standing.
He's a veteran?
And he looks to you and he puts out his hand and he goes,
I'm sorry. I really do appreciate you saving me. I would have died without you. And I know it's been difficult carrying me around. I was not feeling great about the situation, but I appreciate it nonetheless. And don't worry about the train. I do not own the train. I am just a conductor. I drive many trains. It is totally reasonable.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought it was maybe like your personal train. Like, I remember watching a show and people there named their trains like names because they got really attached to them. But
Morbs, is it too late to swap the chassis again?
I hate that show. It's such a bad representation of being a train conductor. It's so fake, and it's nothing like what it is. I would never name a train because a train doesn't belong to us, and it just gets me so peeved off. And anyways, I should be going home. I think my wife and my kids might think that I'm dead, and I really should go home. I mean, they probably won't be.
Are you allowed to have a wife? Aren't you a child now?
It's complicated. I am not a child. And I mean, she wasn't super stoked about the whole robot orange thing to begin with, but we fell in love due to our personal connection.
Okay. Well, all right. Tell your family we say hi, and thank you again for everything.
Thank you for saving me.
And Robert shakes his hand that he's held out.
Can I, before he like leaves, can I just, you've got me so paranoid, dude. Can I just, slide Morbs my card, make sure that transaction works?
Yeah.
While the product is still here.
Yeah, he taps the card against the machine and goes, "Everything's in order, sir, as per usual."
Great, I'll take 2 of those vials I got last time as well, thanks.
Yes, pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Earn.
So I love that Charles is basically now one of the worst anime tropes of, well, the body looks like a child, but he's actually like 1,000 years old. So it's not actually weird. That's Charles now.
In the first place, he was a small robot. It was strange in the first place.
Now he's like he's in a tinier robot, but he's still the same orange tree.
Yeah, it's the tree. It's not the body.
I turn to Rob once Charles has left, and maybe we're walking out of the store.
Oh wait, but before Charles leaves, he draws a little mustache on himself.
Is it in orange?
Perfect.
Like with an orange marker?
No, it's with what would the screen be? The screen would be like pink lines on black. So he draws a pink mustache.
Very nice.
Nice.
mustachioed kiddo.
He's just short.
Yeah, the child. So we're traipsing out the doorway, hand in hand, lovingly staring at each other. No, my arm around Rob, back in control of his chasis. A sense of camaraderie here. Probably one of the few and rare types of senses of camaraderie that one could ever have with such a nightmare of a human being. Definitely not. Of a being. And Clint, with his other hand, hands Rob the 2 vials that he just purchased. The life force replenishing vials.
Yeah.
Would you just do me a favor? You don't have to pay me back. Just take a bit better care of yourself. That was really risky. Taking in that other poor person and making like 2 halves of one poor person. Like the way that you just did that. So, yeah. It doesn't make for a great story.
It was a crazy stressful situation, but I'll try not to do that again. It was not pleasant for me. It just what made sense at the moment.
Yeah. What did you learn?
Do what Clint says.
That's good. That's good. I love to hear that. I love to hear that, buddy. See, now your head is on straight. Maybe you just needed to drop a couple of those tomatoes and you finally grew up here. Okay?
Okay, Clint.
Take care of those vials. You can use them probably better than I can.
Thank you.
All right. Let's put a button on that and move on.
Why do you want to put a butt on it?
Yeah, let's put a butt on it.
Okay?
It sounded like Cassie asked if you're okay.
Yo, what's up? It is Sketch. I am here with Aaron for the Midroll for this final episode of the arc that we are calling Dance Dance Revelations.
That's right.
Pretty cool name.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rave is over. We are wrapping up with a couple little interludes. You probably heard 1 or 2 already. And then we will be taking a break for the holidays. Just to be able to mainly make episode cards and music. The custom music takes a while because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, and it's custom music, so it takes a while to make.
Yeah, I guess, but when somebody's really good at it, they can whip one out in like an hour, and for me, it takes me like a week minimum to do a song.
I guess so.
And that's after I know what kind of song it's going to be, and that's the hardest part when you're just like, you have nothing. You're just like, what does a crab rave sound like?
That's a good question.
Yeah. You're just like, what is So at this point, you all know we're going to Crabadice. What does Las Vegas sound like? I don't know. Send me suggestions in the comments, please, God. Help me.
Yeah, make that the theme of the comments for this episode. Like,
yeah,
what would a Crabadice? What does it sound like?
Yeah, what does Crabadice City sound like? Thank you. Speaking of thank yous, we would like to thank Simon for his very good episode cards. And we would like to thank LocalDeluxe for all of the character themes, which are still fucking tremendous. Use at least one every episode.
It's always surprising, like the amount of like skill that Salmon and LocalDeluxe have. Like, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Like, it feels like such a kind of professional production rather than it feeling sort of indie. When you look at the title cards and the kind of music we have, it feels very like real.
Yeah, I agree. It's like the difference between when we do the session and the finished episode is massive. So, we would like your support, and you would like more content. I have a solution. It's called Patreon. At this point, you've probably heard we have a Patreon. And you've probably heard that at the $1 tier, you get access to behind the scenes information. And specifically, what you'll get coming up in this break is you will get the wrap up of arc number 3, that being Dance Dance Revelations, where we talk about our feelings about the arc. And there's a lot of feelings this arc. A lot of feelings. Remember how Wick, he learned how to feel? That's in there.
He did learn how to feel.
He did.
Yeah, the wrap up is a bit like interviewy kind of. There's a lot of questions asked. If you've seen if you've listened to the previous ones, then you'll basically know what I'm trying to say.
Exactly. There are previous ones. There is one for Arc 1 and one for Arc 2, and they are currently up on Patreon. And if you don't want to spend like $1, $5 a month, you could always just purchase the episodes individually. Most of them run about $5 individually, but some of them are really long and might run a little higher. Speaking of the $5 tier, that is where you get all of the bonus content. That being our one shots. You also get Void Pool, which is like a whole other podcast where we just talk about the things that we like in depth. We are finishing up editing the 4th disc of Final Fantasy IX. Disc up until 3 is out right now, and that is like around, they're like 3 hours each, so that's 9 hours already, I think, and then another 3 probably for disc 4. So that's a lot of content, and once that's done, we're gonna make like one giant episode, and if you want to listen to it all in one chunk.
Yeah,
so that's meaty boy. That's a meaty boy.
I didn't think I'd ever be involved in a 12-hour discussion, but there we go.
Yeah, dude. It's pretty wild how that worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it would be like an hour per disc, but we really have a lot to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's me, Aaron, and Cassie on those. What you can also find there is our playthrough of Definitely Wizards, which we call Void Wizards. It's a 3-parter. It is basically a game about some people pretending to be wizards to pass a wizarding exam and be allowed to officially practice magic. And it's just a big goofy thing. I play a vampire bard who raps and has a little beatboxing worm familiar. Aaron plays what I could only call like an ancient wizard trapped in a nepo baby is what it sounds what I would call it. And just a bunch of crazy characters doing really stupid shit. Our Call of Cthulhu one shot will also drop pretty soon. That one's been a long time coming. I've mostly just had a real hard time figuring out the music for that one, but I'm gonna do it. It'll happen, and then it'll be out. Definitely Wizards episode 1, by the way, will be available for everyone during this break. It will release on the main feed, so you can see if you like it, and then maybe go listen to the other ones.
I should say I love playing Definitely Wizards. Playing my character, Ryan Elric, was so fun.
Ryan Elric is fucking hilarious, man. It's so good.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. He says shit like, "Did you behold the door?"
Yeah. Behold is like my favorite word to say in that kind of ancient wizardy way.
It's a good word. It's a good ass word. Of course, if you have no money, you could help us in other ways by just simply spreading the word. Tell your friends about us. Talk about us on social media. Follow us on social media at AvoidPod, pretty much everywhere. Tell your friends about us. And another way that you can really help us out is by dropping a 5-star review. Now, it has to be a 5-star review because if it's anything less, that really tanks the algorithm for us. It just really fucks shit up. So a 4-star review is the same as a 1-star review, right? So 5 stars or just don't rate it. But that doesn't mean that we are avoidant of criticism. We love criticism. We love hearing what you have to say. So dropping us a YouTube comment or writing us a review is great as long as you like the video or you rate us 5 stars. And you could say whatever you want. You could say,
"Hey, Sketch here. I forgot to tell you that we will be taking a break for the holidays, but we will return in the end of January with the next arc." All right, back to the reviews.
Do you have any Brit reviews for us, Aaron?
You know what? I do, but it's crazy because Brit Reviews was down for a couple of hours, so I probably missed all the good ones because they like to clean them out every so often. But yeah, Tony from how was it spelled? Blimblub? Someplace up in the north. Blimblub, something, whatever, up in the north.
Blimblub, yeah.
Yeah,
I know
up
Blimblub.
in the north. Yeah. Up in the north. Everyone knows Blimblub up in the north. So Tony... he explained that he's a guy that likes to go and dig treasure, and he found an episode of Void Pod in a dirty old hole, and he watched it and he said, "Wow, I don't know how this actually manifests into a physical form that I could pick up and take home, but I was blown away by how good it was. 10 out of 10. I hope I dig up a new episode real soon."
That's great, Tony. We do need 5 stars, though. 10 makes no sense. That makes no sense, Tony.
Yeah.
So whenever you dig up this episode, that's a tip for you, Tony. Can't be 10, has to be 5 stars. Thank you for your patronage. And with that, I think we will return you to a void in reality.
Okay, Meredith epilogue.
Meredith's epilogue. So Meredith, you've returned to your little tinker shop. It's still early in the evening, so in hopes of regaining a sense of normalcy, you've decided to open up for a few hours. What does Meredith usually do to prepare her shop for business?
I don't think there'd be much to do, but just getting the cash register set up, opening the shutters, and dusting things off a little bit. That's about it. It's pretty cluttered in there anyway, so it's not like she's like, I need to clean it up and tidy, and like, nah, it is what it is.
All right, so it's like a used antiques store type aesthetic.
Yeah, but for mechanical crap.
Yeah. Okay. The bell rings, and in steps an older Agathan man wearing high-waisted trousers and a fur-lined garnet coat. On his hands, leather gloves, and on his feet, rider's boots, laced 3/4 of the way up. In his hand, he holds an ornate cane, and placed on his head is an unusually wide top hat, with a golden flower embroidered on his hat band. He smells of old books and dried fruits, and his presence fills the room.
She just stands there. She's not like, unless he like comes forward or asks for something. She's not one to rush and greet a customer.
Okay, cool. So he walks up to you and goes, Angus Hammerhead of the Historians Guild, a pleasure to make your acquaintance, my dear. I'm delighted to see that you're open. I've been by a few times before, but unfortunately you were closed at the time. And don't worry, I understand. It's difficult to be a small business these days. Not like it was in the 300s when a mom and pop shop like this would have thrived. Oh well, all we can do is imagine what it would have been like then to be a young entrepreneur in a burgeoning market.
I mean, I guess. What was your name?
Angus Hammerhead, dear.
Oh, okay. Angus.
Of the Historians Guild.
Oh, yes, okay.
I do not believe that Meredith has been on the up and up. No, an establishment such as Angus Hammer.
Okay. Give me a moment. Okay, so like, what do you you need something? Are you looking for something? Looking to get something fixed? That's kind of my specialty.
I'm so glad you asked. He pulls out a lavishly decorated golden pen from his breast pocket, engraved with the ancient Agathan language, as well as an equally elaborate notebook. He puts the pen tip to his tongue, licks it, and looks at you. Anywho, a little birdie told me that you descended into the Great Chasm recently. I'd love to ask you a few questions about it.
A bird! I bet I know who!
Well, I've learned recently not to listen to birds too carefully, so I don't know where you got your info. But I have nothing to say to you, sir.
A Mr. Dunnock told me. He's a bit of a historian himself, you see. He's one of my connections.
That's cool for you, but I still don't have anything to say about anything that's happened lately.
Ah.
I haven't done anything or gone anywhere. So you can either buy something or get something fixed, or you can kindly please leave my shop, good sir?
I see. How about I buy that thing, and that thing, and perhaps you're more willing to answer my questions.
No, but thanks for the business. Here you go. Starts gathering up his stuff and ringing it up, and okay, yeah, whatever, bye. Thank you.
Okay, how about if you answer the questions, I will buy that one, and that one.
No. It's not really, this isn't like a haggling situation. So I don't want to answer any questions about things that may or may not have happened. Like I said, don't trust birds, man.
Right, so you haven't been to the birthing chambers then?
I don't know what that even is, but it sounds gross, and I wouldn't want to go there.
Deception roll? Is that a deception roll?
Yeah, deception roll, yes.
I love being the one to be like, deception!
You shut your face.
He's a pretty clever cookie, so I'm gonna need great success from you, which is a...
Okay, yeah, I rolled a 6 plus 1. That's a
nice.
7.
Yeah, he believes you haven't been to the birthing chambers.
That was me, not Meredith, cackling. Don't worry. she didn't deceive him and then go, ha ha ha. Like that would just be stupid. No, it's just me being stupid. Okay, yeah, no, I don't know what the birthing I don't know what the birthing chambers are. But I thank you for your business. Do you need a sack for that? Do you need a bag for your purchases? And then
no, I'll just have somebody pick them up. It's fine.
Oh, what? Oh, charging.
I'll just have somebody pick them up later. It's fine.
Okay, then I guess we're done here. It actually is getting kind of late, and I am gonna close up my shop for the night. So thank you for your patronage. Bye. Bye.
Just one more question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing with the time distortion?
I don't know what you mean. I don't know what that is, or what you mean, or how. What?
It hasn't affected you?
Apparently not, because I don't know what that is.
What time is it then?
I don't know. Do I look like I'm wearing a watch?
Just look around.
What are you talking about?
There's heaven clocks on your...
Yeah, if you would pay a little attention, you'd see that they're broken. Hello, I fix things.
Apparently not.
I just haven't... I'm just procrastinating and I haven't fixed those clocks yet.
Excellent.
So, it's dark outside, it's late, I want to close, get out of my shop, sir.
All right.
I don't know who you've been talking to, or who has said what about me. I don't appreciate it.
Right.
So, stop. If what has done what? Out of character, did we? What? I'm trying so hard to remember that, but it feels like we did all that like 5 years ago.
No, you didn't go below floor 57.
I know it was like he was becoming very serious because he was becoming much more easy to understand.
Intelligible, yeah.
Fell down the wall and found the orb.
I mean, the orb we have had in the world building session. Remember, it like fell down the hole.
I really don't. I really don't. Oh God.
Wow. Who designed
like
that?
Like it was
one?
hovering above the hole and then like kept like lowering and lowering
like
down into the hole
to cover it, like a little cap.
And then it kept going. That did that?
I guess so.
I don't know. Okay, so at least I can honestly say in character as well. Like, no. There's no orb. I've never seen an orb, and we did not go below floor 57. Okay?
So you did go in the chasm then?
I'm glad that made you so excited.
Yes, because I was just waiting. You didn't see me. I saw that. That's so good. Sorry. Okay. I'm calm.
Right, okay. If that's the only thing that's important right now, then there you go. We did not contact an orb, and we didn't go that far in. That's all you need to know. So please, leave me alone.
So he breathes a sigh of relief, and he goes, so last thing, one of my guild members...
How many last things are there?
This is the fourth.
Well, the old ticker doesn't work as good as it used to, and I thought...
I knew you were going to say the old ticker.
Much like these clocks on the wall, I'm not as good as I used to be, and I forget things that I need to say, and this one really is important. So, one of my guild members happened to spot the most peculiar thing the other day. A couple of employees were spotted near one of Agatha's gates, escorting an elderly man out of the chasm, kicking and screaming. And the really perplexing thing about it is they swore to me the old lunar lizard was a dead ringer for Mr. Peter Panda Prospector. You wouldn't happen to have any information on this, would you? Perhaps you had a run-in with old Papa yourself?
I can't say that I have. I don't know nothing about that.
Alrighty then. Well, hopefully he's being good and taken care of well by the employers,
I mean, given it's the employers, that's questionable. But nope, that has nothing to do with me. Sorry. Bye.
Yes.
Bye. Get out. Go away. Thank you for your patronage. Goodbye. She starts shoving the items into his arms. Take it. No one's coming back to pick them up. Just take it and go.
So he grabs it. He stands on one heel, cane firmly planted into the floor, ready to turn when he spots the book on Meredith's register. One of the no-tech journals she brought from the nest.
No. She would not be stupid enough to do that. No.
Why would that be stupid? Nobody would know.
I think she understands sort of the gravity of it and would have hidden it somewhere. Under her couch cushions or something.
What if a paper, one page fell out or something and she didn't notice it?
I don't know. I don't like that character choice of her leaving a book out. No.
That's acceptable.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
No, you can roll something for it. It's fine. I'm just trying to think. Stealth, I guess?
Yeah, I guess stealth makes sense, how well she stashes things.
I suppose.
Maybe intelligence? Is there an intelligence roll in this game?
I dropped it all over the floor and startled the dog. That would be 7 total for stealth.
He also got a 7.
All right, I'll decide.
Maybe she's still having it in her pocket or something, and it just is peeking out or something.
She doesn't have pockets.
Yeah,
no,
I
but
do.
the tool belt.
The belt with pouches and things. That's like a pocket.
I think it would be dope if his eyes hit the book at the same time as Meredith's hitting the book. The book is somewhere. They both eye it and eye each other, and then you have to see what happens after. because it's a tie. Like, so there should be another roll anyway, right? So I think the book should be there, but he doesn't like grab it yet.
He doesn't like identify it.
He just sees that it is a book. Also, I have a question. I can't remember like anything. Am I supposed to know who Dunnock is?
Benjamin.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, his name's Benjamin Dunnock.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember. I wanted to double check. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
I can't remember things about my own actual life, let alone things here. Come on.
It's all good.
My brain is Swiss cheese, man.
I wrote it, and Simon did all the notes, so it makes sense that we would remember.
Yeah.
I remember everything.
So jealous. What a skill.
Okay, so yeah, are we gonna move ahead with Ghosty's suggestion?
And I'm fine with her not wanting him to find the book. It's cool with me.
No, like if that's kind of what you have like planned, that's fine. I just think Meredith wouldn't leave important things lying around.
All right.
Personally.
Do you think she could still have it in her like little belt pocket?
Yeah, if it's that same evening and she just kind of wants to block it all out and like, I'm gonna open my shop like it's a normal night and nothing dramatic happened.
Okay, cool. Okay, so he spots the book, but you are carrying it. And he perks up, and he goes, I heard you went to the Everwarm, but I didn't expect to find like this the remains of the No-Tech. As a historian, I couldn't be more excited. We believed this was lost to time forever. With that tree of remembrance standing guard at the gate, to have been let inside to take a peek. What a privilege to be you. Truly a historian's dream.
And, well, I guess it's gonna continue to be a historian's dream. No.
I would like to purchase it.
Absolutely not. This is my personal property. I don't know what you mean that it's like a no, this could be my diary for all you know.
I feel that should be a deception roll again. I'm sorry.
No!
It wasn't me this time.
Stop it.
It should be me.
It's 3 DMs against 1 ferret.
Look, I don't... you came into my shop saying you're a historian. Oh, historian's guild. No. I don't have anything to verify that. And so I'm sure you can appreciate my caution at the moment.
He just pulls up his card immediately.
Okay, thank you. I will look into this and maybe I can get back in touch if I can verify that. Like, oh, a card, cool. Anyone can have those printed.
You see the little stamp?
Mm-hmm.
The stamp of the Dorians. Dude, you live in the city, right?
Yeah, but you know what? I also know the forgeries happen. I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know nothing about you.
You know what? It is totally fair. We got off on the wrong foot. I will make my exits and you just call me if anything comes up. I would truly love to take a closer look, but if it is not to be, it is not to be. This is totally fine.
I mean, you have to understand why discretion and caution are very important to me. So yeah, maybe let me contact you.
Perfectly acceptable.
I'll be in touch.
Excellent. Well, Miss Meredith, it's been a real pleasure to meet you. And if you ever think anything might be of interest to us at the Historians Guild, just stop by and tell Vivica at the counter you have a meeting with old Angus Hammerhead.
I sure will.
Excellent. And also, he sort of like tips his hat at you and says, if you ever find yourself in trouble within the city, do keep an eye on the aqueducts. And then he walks out of the shop.
Meredith tosses the card onto the counter like, whatever. And then she just immediately goes and like locks the door and pulls the shutters down, just closes up. Like, no more of this bullshit.
I don't know what Meredith is so upset about. I think Meredith just made more money in that one like evening than she ever has before.
But obviously she's still very touchy about the fact that, like, you know, Benjamin knew that the train was gonna get blown up and didn't do anything to stop it. Knew that they were friends. And he knew that she was there and didn't do anything to help her.
Isn't he
So
part
she's
of
still
like
a little
a
sore about that.
crime gang thing? Killer? Mercenary? Bird?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mafia. Bird Mafia. The murder.
Yeah, so she's obviously like, when she hears that, like, oh, I heard it from him, like, she's like, oh, well, fuck that, no. I don't trust him right now.
So she's upset that the criminal has other things that they're beholden to?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's a criminal herself, but she still, like, holds herself to some standards.
Oh, like honor among thieves kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. She'll steal crap from people, she'll whatever, but like she, you know, there's like some lines that she won't cross, like hurting innocent people. Like, that's why she was so sassy with Marcus about taking life force from people. Like, no, they have nothing to do with it. They're innocent.
Mm-hmm.
You can do whatever you need to get done without hurting people who aren't involved. That's kind of a big line for her, that like, you cross that boundary. Benjamin has not earned that trust back yet.
Fair enough. Anything else you would like to do, or would you just end it?
Yeah, she closes up shop, turns off all the lights, like, oh no, doesn't want to, especially, yeah, after Angus, she doesn't want to deal with anybody else tonight after what a fucked up day it's been. So yeah, she goes up to her place and does indeed stash the notebooks like deep into her sofa cushions where she knows they'll be safe.
Yeah, cool. You have a text from Benjamin which just says, "Let's meet up and talk later."
She tries to sleep, but I think she just kind of lays awake for a long time before finally falling asleep. Really uneasy.
Well, maybe she shouldn't have stashed a thing under her pillow.
For more comfort.
Meredith does not sleep well that night.
Noted.
Or like no sleep.
No tech, no sleep.
Till Brooklyn. All right, let's do the final epilogue. Clint's actually Aaron's is the final one, but he's not here right now. We already pre-recorded his, so it'll happen later.
Yeah, I'm not here right now.
He and Kevin had to go. I'm off
wanking
sleeping.
about.
I'm off sleeping, and then I got to drive a forklift all day. I love driving my little forklift.
That's not what I really mean when I say that.
Like, oh crumbs, I don't like not having any vacation time. Why are you so mean?
Yeah, and I'm Kevin.
Because he's not here. Speaking of which, all right, it's me, Kevin. I made it just in time for my thing.
Kevin doesn't have a thing because he decided his character was dormant.
Character is Doorman.
His character is Doorman.
From
All right, Ghosty.
Yeah.
After everyone else has left, Dimpleton invites Clint to join him in his office for a celebratory steak dinner.
Okay. Clint is fashionably late.
Cool. You already knew this, but Dimpleton has always been a highly unusual employer. As well put together as he is, he's far from a minimalist. The best way to describe his office is a cottagecore aesthetic. The walls are lined with shelves with all kinds of books and knickknacks on them, as well as large paintings of landscapes around circle. In the corner is a quaint little kitchen, and nearby, sort of centered towards the middle, is a beautiful wooden table, hand-carved from the trunk of a tree by Dimpleton himself. On top are 2 wooden plates and a pair of forks. A pair of forks and knives sitting opposite each other on the ends of the table. And as you enter, Dimpleton is on his way out of the kitchen carrying 2 large steaks on a platter. Clint!
Dimpleton!
Wonderful of you to join me today.
Oh, yeah. So sorry for being late. I just had a bit of business to wrap up.
Oh, don't worry at all. This is going to be really exciting. Now, this cut is really something. Originating in the Dendacandron Hills, the Cadrit beef is prized for its rich flavor, tenderness, and high marbling. The Trallu are fed a very specific diet and gently massaged on a daily basis, ensuring the rearing process is highly controlled and the meat itself is of the highest quality. Lightly seared, dripped with vital fluid, a true delicacy to be savored slowly and with great appreciation. Have a seat and dig in, my friend.
That's quite the spiel, Dimpleton. You really had me going there with vitals, and I can practically smell the life force steaming off of this hunk of meat.
Oh, yes. Now, Dimpleton claps his hands and he does a little spin. Let's have some tunes, shall we? And some music starts playing. Why don't you tell me what kind of song colors this lovely evening between 2 handsome men?
Okay. It's yakety sax.
I love the idea of these 2 guys being like only the best for me and like the fancy and pretentious, but they have no fucking idea what good music sounds like. So they're just like, this noise is good. It's a good noise.
This is a composed piece of music by the finest of orchestras.
Yes, I really enjoy the way it goes faster.
Right. And the rhythm. The rhythm
Yes,
it's unlike other rhythms.
Yes, the way it accelerates and the way it has no rhythm.
Yeah, it's unique.
Yes, really gets my bones shaking.
Your bones are shaking almost as much as my bones, Dimpleton.
Truly a compliment worth a lovely evening.
Sketch, are these 2 gonna fuck or what? Like, what's going on here?
I don't know, bud.
Guys, you can't see this. Sketch keeps winking at me in the Discord.
So Dimpleton sits down and ties a napkin around his neck, and then he starts cutting the beef slowly before taking a bite, gently bringing it to his mouth, extending his jaw around it, and then sucking it dry of every single drop of blood before spitting it into his napkin and continuing to eat.
What a lovely mental image.
Clint is going to have just a little taste first. Just a little, check the temperature. So just 1 tooth it kind of extrudes. That the word?
Yeah, extrudes work.
Yeah. And just sucks in, and then you see like on the plate, big, fat, juicy, steaming steak. Like just the little area around where the tooth went in becomes concave as the life is sucked out of it. The juices and the goodness.
Well, What a flavor
Right.
profile, am I right?
Oh, the flavor. Whoa.
Yes, it is.
I could get high off of this.
It has flavor, huh?
A lot of flavor, yeah.
A lot of
that's
it.
what we're calling it.
Yes.
And
What a meal it is.
Clint just chomps down on it. It's exquisite.
So
what is this meeting for? If you don't mind me asking, Dimpleton.
Of course. First of all, allow me to apologize for not answering your call earlier. Jimothy, the head of the intern, seems to have gotten himself into a heap of trouble. So we were all hands on deck here at headquarters.
Jimothy. God.
Yeah, it seems to have worked out though, so please just tell me exactly what happened today.
Absolutely. Can we just say that I recap it?
No, recap it for me, please. I want to hear Clint's version of what happened.
You're making me do a verbal recap on zero sleep? You call yourself my friend?
I mean, you could do as real as it was, you know?
All right.
Just whatever Clint remembers and however Clint saw it.
The whole day. It was all one day, right? Like this whole before the train as well, right? Well, Dimpleton.
Yes?
You might need to wheel out a couple more of these steaks, because it was a long one.
Well, you'll be happy to see that I have 60 of them.
I didn't want to be rude, of course, but
he definitely knows how food works.
This as flavorful as it is.
Of course, the flavor, and also we need to be satiated.
We do need to be satiated. Oh, Dimpleton. Yeah. It's pretty important for us.
Yes.
Right. So speaking of sating one's flavors, I'd say that the first moments of the day that things went awry were when we were already aboard the train, headed towards the festival that you told us to go to.
Of course.
Right. And one of those, thugs for hire that we're working with here, Wick, was taking someone to the candy shop.
The lizard,
right.
Yes. The young lizard boy who is in our debt.
Exactly. Right. Went to the candy shop, and I believe it was at that moment that Wick triggered a bomb to go off. Yeah, there was a bomb aboard. And terrorists on the train.
Terrorists?
Dimpleton. Terrorists in this day and age.
In our city?
Yeah. Now they were heretics, Dimpleton. I'll say that much. They were heretics. They did not believe in our true vision of paying us money.
Unheard of.
Yeah, it seems that they've been taken care of, though. We uncovered the leader, and they were in custody in chains, I hear, once we got to the festival. So that's all accounted for. No worries, there are some minor damages to the entire train blown up.
That is to be expected, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the cost of a ride these days. And
of course.
the better for it, because we're the ones who benefit from the money.
Yeah. I mean, one ticket is what, like 7 million chips?
1,000 million? Something. Some. I don't count. I don't count what things cost. I couldn't tell you how many whats are in a what in this city. Anyway.
Can he count?
We got to the festival, and I thought you might have been playing a little bit of a prank on me there, Dimpleton. You had me going. I still think you may have been pranking me.
I am a jokester.
Telling me to do everything that terrible band with such propaganda, like the likes of which would,
Hey, who am I to say what's popular with the kids?
Right, as long as they're at our festival on our day.
Exactly. They're on our payroll.
Exactly wrong, because it did turn out that the leader of that band may or may not also have been a terrorist. Just terrorists everywhere
Terrible.
today. Heretics and terrorists. And this one was a mushroom. And the mushroom was able to take control of the whole damn tree, Dimpleton.
An Edenite terrorist.
That's what they call those things, right?
Never thought I'd see the day.
Yeah. It tried to get its nasty little spores and also thoughts into every commoner there, but thankfully our dirty little ferret wiped out the sound system and didn't quite work. So, yeah, that's mostly the whole day. Did you know that those dragon things aren't myths? They still exist? I don't remember what they're called. We saw one. It's
The Ascended.
Wick's brother, Ramsey. Yeah. That could be useful.
I haven't heard of him. This is news to me. You can
I'm gonna roll that. Yeah. So would that be a notice? Or
Yeah, it's a notice.
all right. I rolled an 8.
I rolled a 9.
I cannot possibly beat an 8. I rolled my max. So that's a
same.
bummer. Why does everyone have way higher stats on everything than my character?
Because I know what stats are important, so I give them those stats. Like, they have the same, like, amount of stats that you have, like, the same, like, they can have so many 5s and so on. But I know what I want them to do, so I make them good at those things.
Right. Yeah, Ramsey. Yeah. Anyway. That's it. That's the whole... Oh, and... Well, a strange thing happened with another of the ones working for you. Robert picked up a stray orange plant, put it inside of his own body.
Some kind of Edenite tradition, then.
Seed and all, and just let it stay there for the duration of the day's events. It kind of took over, which didn't seem to matter that much. So it you know, in hindsight, it makes me wonder.
The whole time you've been recounting this, Dimpleton has basically just been walking back and forth, grabbing one steak at a time and stacking it on the table.
Like in front of both of us?
Yeah, in front of both of you. And he's got like big oven mitts on, and he's just like sort of like going back and forth.
Well, you know, Dimpleton. So that was my day. What about yourself, if you care to divulge?
It's been a day. It's been a day. Apparently. So, get this.
All right.
Timothy
Yeah?
got himself kidnapped.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Huh.
Now, we don't know exactly who kidnapped him yet, but we found a replacement, so doesn't really matter, I suppose.
I guess if that is what you have deemed the correct thing to think, Dimpleton,
I'm sure he'll turn up.
from the kidnapping.
Yeah. I always turn up.
You get kidnapped?
I have obligations, you know, chores, and then I return. I'm always on time. I'm a model employee.
Would you care to elaborate, just to, you know, appease a lowly intern as myself?
Trying to climb up those ranks, huh?
You may have caught me red-handed here. Clint holds up his bloody hands from these stakes.
Well, you know, if you just work at it, have a good work ethic, and work hard, and work smart, you'll get up there, son.
then I will always be working.
Of course. It's the only way to be.
And I wouldn't have it any other way.
And he like behind him is a big sign that says "Work is life, work is love."
In the cabin core, like it's knitted, it's sewed. It's a sewed, like a crocheted sign, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a framed crocheted thing with the text on it. Yeah.
Did you say with dicks on it?
Text.
That's my Freudian slip there. Okay.
No, what if it has text and dicks?
Good.
It could have both.
Normal embroidery.
You could still change it in time to save history.
I mean, I don't know if Dimpleton would really think anything of it.
Like, yes, this is normal. This is normal.
It's decorative.
Decorative.
Yeah. So he turns to you and he goes, "Well, I'm gonna need a little bit more information about your day. The criminals, were they apprehended or what happened there? Sorry, I'm usually on top of this kind of thing, but like I said, crisis central over here."
As you said, it has been a day, but what with Jimothy and all of that? The criminals.
So what's gonna happen here is you're gonna get to choose what happened. But whatever happened to Sacrum also happened to Ramsey.
What about the other criminal? The trained guy?
Yeah, you could do whatever you want with him.
Ooh, okay. He's beheaded.
He's what?
The trained guy has been beheaded already.
Okay.
Okay, damn.
Well, because remember in the scene, it was like the trench coat.
Oh, yeah. I get
I do
you.
a callback for you. Okay, so
Beheaded, you say?
Yeah. Shunk! Right off. I was there, front row seats. You know,
seems like maybe we could have interrogated him.
Seats to beheading must be really, really expensive. I was the only one there.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, the other criminals. Right. That would be... Yes. Who all are you asking about? Mushroom guy? That mushroom guy is probably just dispersed into the atmosphere at this point, like a bajillion spores floating around. That's my guess. I don't think it's the last we've seen of him, but what's his name? Marcus Aurelius.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't there. However, I heard there were 3 revolutionaries there. So you told me what happened to one of them. The other 2.
Oh!
What of their fate?
Okay, well, one of them, another terrible musician. I take that back. A person who's very bad at acting like a musician. That is Sockrim. And I suppose the other one you must mean Wick's brother, the Ascended, the dragon guy. Yeah,
Perhaps?
They got away.
Yeah,
they flew off. It's a dragon, it flies.
That's fair, I suppose. So, do you have any plan on how to deal with it?
Well, sir, I'm not sure that that's entirely necessary right now.
He puts his hand on your shoulder.
And I feel fairly confident about this.
He puts his hand on your shoulder.
I put my hand on his hand.
He puts his other hand on your hand.
I put my other hand on his last hand.
He leans his cheek against it.
Lean my cheek kind of the opposite direction and just do a cute little smile.
And he goes, "Now, Mr. Earn, these kinds of things are important."
Yes, Mr. Ton?
I don't like that. Don't do that.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, I agree. No, I absolutely agree. I'm taking this seriously. Are we still in the pose?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm taking this very seriously. This is my thought process, okay? And please feel free. Correct me, reprimand me, redirect me if you see fit, but...
Of course.
The entire evening was orchestrated by this mushroom man. The other thing, I don't remember what kind of creature it was, Sakrim, a bumbling idiot. It had no sense of direction and is no threat. The dragon we can definitely utilize and should be captured. But as of today, this was impossible. As soon as I dealt with the mushroom, it had already left.
He looks at you like a lot more seriously than before. And he goes, revolutionaries are to be apprehended, Mr. Earn. Whether they have connections to your team or not.
Dimpleton, I know that I'm running with this crowd, but please don't call them my team. If that's too much to ask.
Do you prefer squad?
I would prefer underlings.
Underlings it is then. Whether the revolutionaries are connected to your underlings or not, they need to be apprehended.
Right, and I do already have something in motion for that.
Alright, I'll be keeping an eye on you, Mr. Earn.
And you, Mr. Dimples.
I don't like that either.
You're gonna have to give me some kind of hint, like, can we play hot cold?
Mr. Earn, I am your superior. We're having a nice dinner right now, but please.
Oh, the steak is just... Sorry.
Don't forget where we stand, Mr. Earn.
In this cabin?
Very funny. Look, you are young and you have a lot of potential. And it's been a big day for all of us. So let's talk about something a bit more pressing. I have a special mission for you, Mr. Earn. However, before I can tell you what it is, I need you to accept it ahead of time. And I also need your word that you won't speak of this to any non-employer. Do you accept these terms, Mr. Earn?
I accept these terms.
So, as soon as you accept his terms, he shakes your hand, and you feel as though whatever he's about to say to you was your idea. In fact, it's the most important thing to you, your ultimate goal.
Okay.
And the idea that you would tell anyone, much less non-employers, is absolutely ludicrous.
Of course.
And then the doors shut on the scene, and nobody gets to know except Ghosty.
Okay, so should we leave?
No, we're done.
Oh, okay.
The audience also doesn't get to know.
Okie dokes.
Fun. I imagine that, like, the door shut, but they were still in that pose. Hand, on shoulder, on cheek.
100%. They might have stayed that way all night.
Like, that's how they were shaking their hands. They were shaking their hands on top of Clint's shoulder.
100%.
Great. There's some weird, like, I'm not going to call it chemistry. It's like there's some weird pseudoscience going on between Dimpleton and Clint. I can't quite put my finger on astrology.
They're perfectly normal people.
Mm-hmm. I love that Google is suggesting simpleton as a correction for Dimpleton.
It does do that.
That's why the name sounds familiar. People have been calling me that my whole life.